Kpop Demon Hunters has iconic characters, fire songs, and an insane plot. But did you know that beneath that flashy surface, there are so many mistakes and slip-ups that the creators were hoping you'd never notice? Don't worry, we noticed every single one of them, and we're gonna expose all of them to you today, starting with this very cheeky soda pop slip-up. Have you ever watched the soda pop performance really closely? Because during the part where the Saja boys slide in and hand out gifts to the kids, there's a blink and you'll miss it moment that's hilarious and a little bit naughty. Now, if you slow down the scene, you can see that romance actually touches Abby's butt. At full speed, it happens so fast that it feels like a mistake, a tiny little animation slip. Or is it? We did a little detective work and found an interview with one of the movie's lead animators, who revealed that in the original version of that scene, Mystery was supposed to flash his underpants. The creators ended up deleting it for being too spicy and inappropriate. But what if the animators left Romance's hand on Abby's butt as a sneaky hint at that original deleted scene? Either way, we think it's kinda cheeky. Get it? Cheeky? Okay, so the next goof happens right at the beginning, and it's so obvious once you see it that you'll wonder how anyone missed it. The movie kicks off with the Huntrix flying in circles over the stadium in their private jet, totally oblivious to the fact that their concert has already started below. Then boom, plot twist. Their entire flight crew, including the pilot, are actually demons in disguise. Cool twist, right? Except, how is that plane even still flying? The demons can't tell a coffee cup from a plant, and we're supposed to believe they've been safely piloting Huntrix's jet this whole time? That's literally impossible. And what about the very first time we meet Jinu? When he first walks down the alley, knocks Rumi over and pretends to help her up, his neck is bare, no necklace. But then, literally seconds later, during the soda pop performance, boom! He's suddenly wearing this thick chain around his neck. Where did that come from, and how did it just appear? Speaking of mysteriously appearing bling, have you ever noticed that Rumi's earrings are playing hide-and-seek with us? During her iconic performance of What It Sounds Like, Rumi walks out into the stadium wearing her wing ear cuff on her left ear. But the moment she sings, "I broke into a million pieces," they magically disappear. But then suddenly, in the next shot, they're back again, only to vanish once again when she summons her sword. Even in the group hug scene, the earrings keep disappearing and appearing, as if they're playing peekaboo. This actually happens a few times, at the Huntrix signing and even during the Golden performance. Her earrings just keep switching sides. And then, there's one of the biggest mistakes of all, the bathhouse boo-boo. In the middle of her fight with Jinu inside the bathhouse, Rumi's sleeve gets ripped open, revealing her demon markings. But then, mere seconds later, when Rumi pins Jinu down against the wall, the rip is gone, as if her sleeve magically patched itself up. But then, in the very next scene where we see Rumi's angry face, the rip shows up again. The camera even shows the rip and her demon markings close up. Now we're confused. Is her sleeve ripped or not? For a movie with a whopping $100 million budget, you'd think they would pay a bit more attention to details like this. It's not just Rumi. There's a huge mistake in the movie that makes Mira and Zoe look like they have secret powers we don't know about. So at the Saja Boys concert, we clearly see Mira and Zoe at the back of the stadium, slowly moving forward with the crowd. But in the very next shot, they're suddenly standing on the opposite sides of the arena. How is that even possible? Then, in the next shot, they're suddenly back in the middle of the crowds as if they just teleported, which is a power that we all know Mira and Zoe don't have. But accidental teleporting is nothing compared to this next boo-boo, which changes the way you see the entire movie completely. Remember this scene? At first, it comes across as totally genius. The demons actually shapeshift into the form of Zoe and Mira to trick and expose Rumi's true identity to the world. But wait, hold up. Let's think about this for 2 seconds. The entire purpose of the Saja Boys even existing is to steal fans away from the Huntrix to make the Hun Moon collapse. Now, if they had the power to shapeshift into Huntrix members this entire time, which they clearly do, then wouldn't it have been so much easier and faster to just disguise themselves as the Huntrix from the very beginning? They could have easily turned their own fans against them just by pretending to be an evil Huntrix and wreaking havoc. And with that simple approach, they could have collapsed the Hun Moon in one day. They didn't need to go to the effort of creating a whole fake boy band with all their own songs and branding when they could have just easily shapeshifted into Huntrix. It makes Guima look like a total fool, or it's just a massive plot hole. And it gets even worse. The shapeshifting demons somehow knew the exact lyrics to Takedown, word for word, but Huntrix had literally just written that song. It wasn't released, previewed, or performed anywhere. So how did the Saja boys know the lyrics to even pull off this performance? The answer is, they didn't. They couldn't have. It's just another fail. Oh, and speaking of Guima, buckle up because this next mistake is crazy. So we all know that the very first time humans even learn Guima exists is during the final battle, right? Makes sense. Except it doesn't, because if you pause this shot right here, there's literally a fan in the concert crowd wearing a custom Guima t-shirt, long before Guima even appears. How can a random human have merch for a villain that the audience doesn't even know exists yet? And remember, humans don't even know demons exist in the first place. So unless this fan had a direct line to the Underworld's Etsy shop, this is just another epic fail that completely breaks the logic of the movie. Okay guys, now we're getting to the seriously big boo-boos, and this one's gonna make you crash out. So we know that Rumi's been hiding her demon marks under her clothes her whole life, right? But if you watch closely, her markings seem to change and even come and go. Like in this scene, young Rumi looks like she's about 5 years old here. Her adoptive mother Celine is braiding her hair when Rumi tries to pull up her sleeves and look at the demon marks on her arm, and the patterns are very clear. But in another scene where she looks the exact same age, Rumi's wearing a sleeveless top, and there are no demon marks on her arms. How does that even make sense? But it gets even stranger. Here in this scene, we see a photo of grown-up Rumi wearing a sleeveless tank top and, you guessed it, no demon marks. Do they simply come and go, just like her earrings? Drop us your thoughts in your comments. Someone please explain this to us. We're confused. This next one's about our favorite good guy, Manager Bobby, except he might not be the innocent little cinnamon roll we think he is. Watch closely. When Bobby's at the Huntrix penthouse, he's wearing a t-shirt under his robe with the Huntrix logo on the front. The whole joke is that he's secretly already dressed for the golden celebration. Robe on top, party clothes underneath. But then, he flings the robe off and, hold up! The shirt he's wearing suddenly has no Huntrix logo at all. It just disappears. Gone. Like it never existed. How's that possible? Bobby doesn't have shape-shifting powers. He doesn't have demon magic. So unless Manager Bobby is hiding some next-level abilities from us, something here is seriously not adding up. Okay guys, we know we've spent this entire video pointing out all the little mistakes in Kpop Demon Hunters, but at the end of the day, it doesn't make it any less of a movie. In fact, all of these imperfections and slip-ups make it even more fun and funny to watch, especially the hand on the butt mistake. After all, mistakes are what make life interesting. Were there any others you think we missed? By the way, if you love Kpop Demon Hunters like we do, you're gonna go nuts over the video up on screen now. We reveal some insanely juicy secrets about the movie that were revealed to us straight from an inside source at Netflix. Nobody knows this yet except us, so you do not want to miss out. We are serving the tea piping hot. Till next time guys, stay tuned and stay wise. Thanks for watching.